Hey TTBG, can't wait to see y'all at my Meet a Member this Friday, July 10th at 5 p.m. Arizona, 8 p.m. Eastern. Before then, here's a little bit about my turtle journey. Breaking news, new research shows keeping tortoises is great for people that prefer giving shell scritches over small talk with humans. Tortoises completely changed the direction of my life. They filled a part of me I didn't even realize was empty. But if we back up a bit, basically I'm here because my wife unknowingly rescued what we thought was someone's escaped pet redfoot from a group of kids on our school playground. But spoiler alert, it wasn't someone's pet, and it most certainly wasn't a redfoot. I learned two things that day. My wife's altruistic nature knows no bounds, and technically I now harbor a wildlife criminal, albeit a kind one. So we repented our newly discovered box turtle crimes by returning him to whence he came. And that same month I found myself at the Phoenix Reptile Expo getting my first real redfoot from none other than Arizona Tortoise Compound. I don't know what clicked, but something did. And in less than 5 years, I've gone from the guy that was, "Are you sure you need to bring that home?" to reading colonial research papers for fun and getting tagged by Facebook acquaintances to rescue loose sulcatas around Phoenix. When you think about it, I've always been a little different. I've got what you might call a chronic case of squirrel brain. As a youngin', I was the only kid in the history of my dad's annual office campout to get lost on a forest walk because I trailed a little bit behind and got a little bit distracted by all the nature around me. I'm still thankful for the hippie lady camped out in her car in the woods that decided to help me find my dad instead of selling me, but here we are. I've been captivated by the wonders around me since my brain could form a thought. I was the kid building houses for ants on the playground with sticks and leaves, digging for roly-polies in my grandma's garden when we'd visit, and catching horny toads up in the forest. I was also the kid making Taco Bell hot sauce slingshots, but we'll just leave that one to simmer right there. I was endlessly asking questions nobody else seemed particularly interested in asking, or answering, or talking about in general. Why are the bark and leaves different between these two trees? Why is this lizard crying blood when all I wanted to do was pet him and call him George?
I will name him George, and I will hug him and pet him.
Much later in life, I found out I love to hike and just be in nature. For someone with a historically rampant brain, it's funny to see how calm I feel in a dense forest now that I have GPS. Now I get to watch the same aforementioned curiosity show up in my own kids, just kind of differently. My 9-year-old is more into the habitat building thing than the keeping part, but his younger sister loves the direct animal involvement, the chores, the handling, all of it. And we recently added a newborn into our odd salad mix of humans, which kind of has me wondering, will she be innately interested? Or will this lifestyle just be her baseline definition of normal? TBD. I love building elaborate enclosures just to watch behavior unfold inside a world I created. And that sounds like I got a god complex, but maybe I do. I don't know. That could be. I did if any of you ever played Black and White before, that was a good game. You're a hand and you went in.
Disciple breeder.
Don't look, leader. The breeders are doing whatever it is such people do.
Seeing a microenvironment come to life like a little bioactive baby is beyond satisfying and less reductive to your sleep goals than a normal baby, so bioactive babies are cool. I like those. As I've got more experience as a keeper, I've learned that the quality we can put towards one or even a few choice species matters more than the innumerable quantity of individuals or species we keep. So, in other words, keep more intentionally, stop keeping so many damn animals just because you can. That's my philosophy. So take that with what you will. Put the chip on your shoulder. Eat the chip. I lovingly blame my 15 redfoots of various localities on my wonderful cat lady wife, who, legend says, fed every single stray cat across the green belts of Gilbert, Arizona. Pretty impressive. Because of her love of animals, though, I found something that I'm genuinely passionate about. That passion eventually fused with my background in family history research and investigative genetics, big old databases and coding. So I'll tell you all a little secret, but you gotta keep this to yourselves. A few TTPG members and I are working on a pretty sick project. Part studbook, part genome analysis, part husbandry guide. Wait until you see what we got cooking, because it's pretty cool.
We all come from completely different backgrounds, but somehow we ended up here because of these incredible animals. Turns out, when enough people who love weird things get together, weird things start looking pretty normal. I'm Michael Gilardi. This Friday, I'll be sitting down with my friends at TTPG to chat about my experience keeping tropical tortoises in the desert, among other exciting things. You can find me under my government on Facebook, Michael Gilardi, or as XN Ape on YouTube and Instagram. Thanks so much for having me, TTPG.